Harbaugh now heads to Los Angeles Chargers.
Do you think anyone can predict a Jim Harbaugh speech? You're out of your damn mind.
That's a beast mode. My God.
You have to love what you're seeing on tape if you're a Chargers fan, especially for the future with Justin Herbert.
We have a Chargers quarterback that cusses, boys. This is dangerous.
Phillip Rivers sheds a tear.
We want to be known as world champions, and we're gonna do it or die trying. Don't let the powder blues fool you.
Who's got it better than that?
Well, hey there, folks. Welcome back to the Charger Chat. I'm your co-host, Bulldog, sitting directly next to my buddy.
Get in here. There he is. What's up?
Folks, yes, Kevin and I are back in St. Louis. We are working. Kyle's working through something right now. He'll be back. Just chill. Listen, it's not like there's a ton to talk about right now. So if there's a week for Kyle to miss, this is the week, coach. We've got a few things to talk about, though, for sure. And we've got a Craig experience lined up for you as well, and an Ask Boltfam. So let's waste no time. Start at the top. Promo day finally happened, which was awesome to see. There's some sweet looking visuals coming out, but the visual that caught both of our eyes.
This one, it was real important to me.
Oh my God.
Made my heart feel good and warm and beat a little harder.
Just a little bit.
Just a little more enthusiasm, unknown to mankind energy in my heart.
That's right. Rashawn Slater there at promo day, which, listen, we'll take whatever we can get at this point just to make sure that Rashawn Slater is going to be there to protect Justin Herbert. So it's awesome to see that Rashawn Slater is there. I mean, because we know that contract negotiations haven't finalized yet.
Yeah.
We want, obviously, as fans, we want that to happen, but they haven't yet. So just good to see that he's at least putting on the jersey, showing up to promo day, getting his picture taken.
Yeah.
Which is what's important.
It's picture day at school.
It's picture day at school. Put on your best powder blues.
There's no makeup day, because my kids always seem to miss the picture day, and it's always makeup day. No makeup day for the promos. And what was cool about this is that it seemed like there was a little slip up when the social media team shot one of the monitors. You could see a little piece of paper on the bottom, and there's some theories running around that
it's a contract
that we're getting. No, it's a contract signed.
It's just sitting there on the table.
There's some theories floating around that there might be proof that we're getting Navy helmets next year.
Oh, really?
Yeah. So I've seen some sleuthing.
Well, we know that there is another helmet that's in the works. We all want it to be the Navy helmet to go with the Color Rush Navy uniform, which Kevin and I were watching highlights the other day of Ladd McConkey, and they showed the game that we were in the Navies. And man, just the Navy helmet really would
just look so much better. And it looks good with white jerseys, the white with the Navy pants. It's just meant to be.
Yeah. So hopefully that does end up being the case. The other thing that is happening, folks, today, the day that this episode is coming out, mandatory minicamp is happening. So it is mandatory, which means we're recording this before it even happens.
Yeah.
Will Rashawn Slater be there?
That's mandatory.
That's what I'm saying.
I don't know. Hopefully he's in the vicinity.
Yeah. It's not like he's away in the Swiss Alps or something.
I don't think he's going to be there until his contract's signed, but it would be nice if he was at least just like on the sideline, hanging out, cheering his boys on. That's kind of what I'm hoping he does.
That is what I'm hoping for too. So we will see if that ends up happening. We'll talk about it next week.
Yeah.
To see, did Rashawn Slater show up? We'll find out. And then there's also the rest of training camp schedule that was announced and includes Utah. 2 practices in San Diego.
Yeah, that's awesome.
That is very cool to see. The Chargers announced the training camp schedule Thursday, and it includes 2 training camp practices in San Diego at the University of San Diego's Torero Stadium. That was the home of Jim Harbaugh's first head coaching job.
Bringing it home.
It's full circle, baby. Those practices will take place July 22nd through the 23rd, with the July 22nd practice. The first in full pads open exclusively to active duty service members, veterans, and their families. Active duty service members and veterans interested in attending can visit chargers.com/camp for more information on how to register. In all, 17 practices will be open to the fans with a capacity limited to 1,500 fans per practice.
I want to go so bad. Man.
I know.
I'm dying to go and actually be allowed to go in the Bolt and not get kicked out like we were last time. All I want.
You guys can't be here. Sorry.
Get the F out of here, guys. You look like fans, but sorry.
Yeah. But that's awesome that they're doing the practice in San Diego. I mean, they did that. What was
Camp Pendleton?
Camp Pendleton. They did it last year. So
no, I really love them going back to the roots, and this makes Kyle's ability to go to 2 practices a lot easier with all of his kiddos. So we can at least get a report back from him on that. But it's I like how they're doing this. It's smart.
No, it's very smart and very cool. And it's happening. It's finally we're all just chugging through the off season right now, step by step, bit by bit, and training camp mandatory is the next step. So excited to see what comes out of that and the following weeks thereafter. What happened recently, though, we saw Justin Herbert swinging the old clubberino, hitting some balls, putting markers in his hands, and signing the backs of freshly newborn babies.
He was at the AmFam Championship, which was like the amateur and a pro play together, and they whoever's playing with Justin, they got a good one. So. But signing babies, like this is like GOAT status. This is the stuff when
so freaking
when
cool.
a lady brings this is a fresh baby too. This isn't like, hey, sign my toddler. This is like this baby's neck strength is not where it needs to be.
Yeah, the baby's just laying flat against mama, not even realizing, I think, that Justin Herbert's signing the back of their jersey.
This mom deserves so much street cred for this.
Yeah.
I support whoever this lady is. Good
nice
on
job.
You. We're proud of you. Keep up the good work, Mom.
Yes. And apparently Jim Harbaugh went to Disneyland recently.
Hell yeah, he did.
You know how I know that?
How?
Because the Die Hard Bolt Club was apparently there as well.
Yeah.
And Pat.
Our boy Pat
from DHBC Central Valley was there it just happened to be there, I guess, at the same time.
That's what it sounds like. I think he goes to Disney a lot. Like he's got
Pat or Coach?
Coach is at Disney a lot, and just Pat happened to be there. And the fact that he got to dab up Coach,
which is so freaking
cool.
How
freaking rad is that?
So happy for you, Pat, to see Coach Harbaugh. It looked like a fun little exchange there as well.
But it was really cool. Like I feel like the media push is happening for the Chargers right now, and they had like the media day where everyone sat down with Chris Hayre outside. The stadium.
Yeah.
A lot of good interviews. I think they were talking about Joe Alt was asked about Mekhi Becton, and he's like, I think I'm a little taller, but he's definitely bigger than I am. So I don't know. That's cool. From
he takes the cake.
The biggest man on the planet saying that. No, we have 2 of the biggest men on the planet. But then it was also cool because Coach was on McAfee. And they really, I love when he goes on McAfee because McAfee loves Coach Harbaugh so much.
They're just right with each other.
But it was cool. One of the things he said is that these guys are training like they earned nothing last year.
I did see that.
Like the kind of leadership that these guys are bringing, I think is going to be huge. So it's cool.
That's what a leader does. A leader doesn't come in going like, "Yep, been here before. Yeah, I know what
We made it to the playoffs last year.
Doesn't come in with swag.
Hold my Gatorade.
Yeah, no, we acting like you didn't earn a damn thing, and in reality, you didn't. You made the playoffs. That was about it. So now it's time to go further, and that's what a good leader does.
And I'm also excited about we got so excited last year about Ben Herbert, but it takes time for a strength and conditioning program to stick.
Yeah,
you can't just get big and strong over one season. So these guys getting a whole off season with Ben Herbert, and I think this is when we're going to really start to see him being the highest paid strength and conditioning coach in the NFL paying off this year.
I hope so, dude.
Yeah, I'm pumped. Especially the rookies coming in that need to get big and strong and play immediately. Get your ass over there.
Yep. Super exciting to see, folks. Just like we're super excited for you to come on over to our Patreon, patreon.com/Charger Chat. Check out all the fun, silly videos we got going on over there. And we got to, as always, shout out the newest members. And this is no exception. This guy came in hot and heavy, and we're so happy to have him. Santiago Rydelski.
Welcome to the party, pal.
Thank you.
This is maybe in relation.
Is there more Rydelskis in the world?
I think this is Papa Rydelski.
Is it?
I think yeah.
Can you confirm?
I can
Santiago?
confirm. This is Poppy. This is Poppy Rydelski.
Well, Papa, thank you for joining over at patreon.com/Charger Chat.
Yeah, buddy. Thank you.
But if you don't want to go over there, it's totally fine. You can go over to our regular website, chargerchat.com. Check out all the cool stuff we got over there. T-shirts, hoodies, and offseason stickers. Chat it up with other Charger Chatteteers in the members section. Ask questions and Ask Boltfam. Go check it out, chargerchat.com. And if you're watching this on YouTube, hit the subscribe button, please, and thank you.
Yeah.
All right, folks, it's time to go into the next segment. You know them. You love them. It's the Craig Experience.
Come on in, man. Kick your feet up.
Oh,
Craig Experience.
hello there.
Make yourself at home. Got some stuff to talk about, right? Moving on.
And we are back. What's going on, good people? Y'all know who it is, Mr. TOP_FLYT3. And we are in the offseason, unfortunately, and several months away from actual real football. But here's the good news. Got mandatory mini camps coming up, actually, this week. So there's something to be excited about. You get to see some of the newer bodies out there moving around, some of the newer names. You get a general idea of who's here to play and contribute right away, and what guys might need a little bit more work. So with that being said, CC gang, the biggest salutes into the rest of the Boat fam was goody. She got Craig in Texas. And welcome to this newest off-season edition of the TCE. So let's get to business, shall we? As I mentioned, and you all very well know, we are heading into Mando minicamp this week, and there are a few positions many of us are looking for some clarity on, for lack of a better term. Now, this probably isn't the time where we'll get anything definitive, but there may be some breadcrumbs to grab a hold to. Now, probably the most polarizing of the positions, well, a couple positions, is on the interior of the offensive line, as we very well know. Now, whether it be the potential of Zion Johnson as the new starting center, maybe even Andre James, who's probably better suited in more of a power-based scheme than the zone scheme he was pigeonholed into with the Raiders last year, or will it be another year of El Capitan, Mr. Bradley Bozeman, manning the center position? Yikes. And I know, naturally, a lot of people are going to want to head right over to the wide receiver room, where there's been an infusion of talent, mostly via the draft, with guys like, of course, Trey Harris and the speed merchant, Keandre Lambert-Smith. But even Mike Williams was brought back into the fold, I guess, kind of sort of for continuity's sake. He's got that rapport with Herbert, and he gives you an option at the X position, while Trey Harris kind of works his way into that role long term. But the real question is, where does that leave good old Quentin Johnston going into year 3? Well, guess we'll have to wait and see. But the position that may be being discussed a bit less is one that most probably see as having fewer question marks. But I mean, to me, you could still use one more addition, and there may be more than one significant option available, actually. If Joe Ortiz and Jim Harbaugh fancy a potential new defensive cornerstone, and yes, I'm not going to front, I mean, there was absolutely a corny pun intended there, so make no excuses for it. But yeah, I'm talking about the corner room. And two names specifically. Oh, by the way, quick disclaimer. I'm recording this on Monday, and at this moment, both of these names are still available via trade or free agency. So if something happened between yesterday and now, oh, it ain't my fault. Just so you know, heads up. So I'm talking about the soon-to-be ex-Miami Dolphin, Jalen Ramsey, and newly released, well, I don't think they've officially released him at that point, but that's the direction it's going in. It's what was announced now yesterday morning from the Green Bay Packers, Jair Alexander. So where should we start? Let's roll with Jair to get it kicked off. I'd say he's like the quintessential field corner. You want him operating in space against more of the shiftier wide receivers. But you can handcuff this dude to any team's number one and feel pretty confident that that cat is going to have a relatively quiet day. Alexander may only be 5'10", but he is feisty and he boasts all the requisite athleticism needed to stay in the hip pocket of really any wideout. I would say like his short area quickness and change of direction are particularly exceptional. So he's able to stay, or really he's able to get a jump on lazily run routes and poorly thrown balls. So definitely a playmaker. The biggest red flag is going to be the injury history. I mean, dude's only played 34 games over the past 4 seasons due to, again, injury. And while that should be a major deterrent, it could make him significantly more affordable. Now, not to mention, I kind of sort of got the vibe that he maybe milked a couple of those injuries because he really wanted out of Green Bay. Not the route I would have gone, but his career, his choice. And again, this is all just speculation on my part regarding his potential motives. Because of that, I know nothing, Jon Snow. So don't try taking that to the bank. I'm just saying the dude has done some weird stuff in addition to the injuries. For instance, 2023, week 16, he pretty much knighted himself a captain. I think it's because he's from Carolina, if I'm not mistaken. But he went out for the coin toss, won it, but then almost mistakenly elected to put the defense on the field first. Now, if that ain't a chapter from the How to Force Your Own Firing book 101, I don't know what else is. Now, for the other big name, he's one of the two guys I actually wanted for the Chargers in 2016. Now, the Bolts ultimately went with option 1A and Joey Bosa, but had they taken Jalen Ramsey, I would have also been over the moon as well. There's a chance to not only get him in powder blue, 9 years later, but to also reunite him with his BFF and fellow DB freakazoid, Derwin Alonzo James Jr. And man, that would be a football wet dream. This is a family show, so I'll try to contain myself. But look, they've been plotting on the opportunity to share the same defensive backfield for a while now. And the window for opportunity was really just kind of opened up a few weeks ago when the Dolphins announced that the team and Ramsey were mutually looking to part ways. And here's the thing. Again, got to talk about the flip side of it. Jalen might not be what he was 2 to 3 years ago, but he's still, in my opinion, a top 5 to 7 corner in the league. And he has the ability to be, much like Derwin, a movable defensive chess piece. Now, even more so due to his primary ability to play pure boundary or field corner. Now, the question here is how much of his guaranteed money is Miami willing to take on? And also, what sort of draft compensation would they want in return? And I get it. Some of you folks are probably asking why go after either guy when the Chargers turned 2 fifth-round rookies into starters just last season and signed Dante Jackson in free agency. Well, just putting this out there again as a refresher, they did also draft Omarion Hampton after signing Najee Harris, and then they doubled back and signed Rocket Sanders as an undrafted rookie free agent. Now, as far as Rocket goes, we're talking about a guy that if he didn't have an injury-marred 2023 campaign with, or was he before South Carolina? Come on, 40-year-old dad brain is doing his thing again. SEC, Arkansas Razorbacks. If he didn't have that injury-riddled season in 2023, you're talking about a dude who's extremely talented and probably would have been in the mix for one of the top 15 backs in this year's class, which is saying a ton because it was hella deep. Now, I know it's not totally an apples to apples comparison, but my point here is if you have a strength, maintain it and reinforce it. Now, while Taheep still is an absolute ascending talent, he's probably still best suited in the slot, I would say. And we all know what type of dog Cam Hart is from a physicality standpoint, should I say. And he does also offer, that bigger body press man boundary corner. That build is absolutely needed to defend some of the NFL's elite pass catchers. But he did suffer 2 concussions last year. And then he ended the season with a torn labrum, which he suffered in that wild card loss to the Texans, which again, I was there to witness firsthand. Trauma. But moving past that, really my point in all of this is just to say, the AFC is loading up on receivers. I'm not just talking about the West. I mean in general. And some of these guys aren't necessarily all just wideouts. Tight ends are starting to become all the rage again. And, give yourself options in this arm race. That's really all I'm saying here. And especially if you're talking about guys that can defend multiple positions, say like a Jalen Ramsey, you can use him in many ways interchangeably with Derwin. I mean, of course, you're not going to put Derwin on the outside from any pure corner reps, but Jalen can serve as that bigger slot. You can give him some stuff at safety. keep Darwin in the box, move him up high in the split safety situations. You might have some looks where you have both of them on the field at the same time in the split. Who knows? It just gives you a bunch of options. And Jair Alexander can just be, if you want to have just that pure, quote unquote, lockdown corner option to the field, then there he is as well. So that's it, folks. Just wanted to run that by you as we're entering mandatory minicamp. Let's see what happens with Rashawn Slater, even though he seemed to have been available for is it media day, whatever it's called, doing his photo shoot. And they got like they always were. I mean, it's Jim Harbaugh. They were absolutely going to have some sort of Navy background. If this dude can mimic anything Michigan wise, he's going to do it. It's in his blood. So I'm not talking like the Navy is going to become some sort of primary unit. It's not how that's set up. But I am expecting that alternate helmet to definitely be Navy. Just saying. But anyway, till the next time, y'all know who it is, Mr. TOP_FLYT3 over on Twitter. And oh yeah, by the way, we'll be back with the Lightning Round podcast in the coming months with some training camp stuff. The dates were released, so I'm anticipating being out there again this year. Maybe got a couple trips that I have to make this summer. Have to do right by the wife and do the right thing for our anniversary. So don't want to cross the line there, but we'll see what we can finagle, right? But again, till next time, y'all take it easy and okay, love you, bye.
Well, there you go, folks. Another awesome Craig experience. Craig. That a great reminder on the cornerback situation. This is such an interesting offseason because right now I just looked it up while Craig was talking. We're still sitting at $27 million in cap space room.
Yeah.
So there's still opportunity for moves to be made. Hearing names like Jair Alexander, Jalen Ramsey, even like Kyle Pitts, all of these names that are still kind of floating around as possibilities. It's like there's still some moves that can be made here, like some legitimate moves that could really change the whole look of this team. And to bring up, some of those names, I think is really, it's important to keep in mind that like, hey man, just because it's mandatory minicamp doesn't mean that there's not going to be another body that's going to show up.
They're all saying, Ortiz is always constantly looking for it. So the question is how much do you have to give up to get him? And, if there was like a cut situation, that would make more sense. But I don't know. I'm very interested to see what they do in terms of having that much money and having the ability to go do something. I'm not mad at looking at a guard still to really bolster everything.
Yeah.
But it seems like a good option. It's weird having a team now that is fortifying positions. Yeah. It's not just one line of defense. It's like the Spartans with the multiple layers of defense behind them all with shields ready to kick ass.
Yeah.
So I'm pumped. The more the merrier.
Absolutely.
And we were pumped like a few years ago when he was an option before he went to Miami. Like, come join us.
Well, we knew the connection, like he mentioned with Derwin. Like,
yeah, but now he's more of a maybe budget friendlier than the big contract he signed with Miami.
Right? So yeah. No,
maybe it makes more sense now.
Absolutely. Yeah. You've let a few more years, it's just that little depreciation value.
I'm depreciating as I sit here.
Yeah.
I can feel myself depreciating. So, the dollar amount is clicking down on me at the moment.
Well, Craig, thank you again. That was fantastic. I really appreciate you taking a deep dive in on that. And it's going to be exciting to see what this team does to fortify those positions. And now, folks, it's time to go on to the next segment, Ask Boltfam.
Time to put your money where your mouth is.
Hi, guys. Don't jam a thumb up his butthole. That's what you do. I wet myself in excitement.
Oh, so hungry.
Your thoughts are like totally appreciated. Catch you later, dude. Okay, love you, boy.
That's right, folks. Time for Ask Boltfam. We start at the top with BTFU Chargers guy, baby, who asked the question. Oh, yeah, baby. My Charger homies. I got another crazy bum question, baby. Justin Herbert coming down the hill on a two-headed flaming hot flamingo with two miniguns on both sides of the flamingo, teaming up with Ben Herbert with an RPG on a lightning bolt coming down from the heaven versus Khalil Mack on two giant two-headed with ice-breathing dragons, and on one of the dragons were 40 mil cannon guns coming in on a big tsunami wave on a surfboard with Arnold Schwarzenegger saying, "Now, go Chargers, go from the sky. Oh, baby, let's go, Bolt, FTR, FTB, FTC, love you, bye, baby."
Holy moly. Is this what you dream?
Yeah.
Is
this your dream journal?
Can you tap me in? Because I want to be there to see this dream.
This is quite the scenario. This must be the end of days. I think the world just explodes. I think we all lose.
If this is the end of days, give me some popcorn.
You're right.
I want to see this shit.
Yeah, as long as it's on pay-per-view. I don't know.
I know exactly. For me, it's easy. Cleo Mack and Arnold Schwarzenegger.
Oh, really?
Easy. It's Arnold Schwarzenegger, dude.
Okay.
You're leveling up. It's not just football players anymore. You got Arnold.
Not Herbert squared with RPGs
I'm not
and
feeling
lightning. Wow.
They think they put up a good fight, but I'm putting my money on Schwarzenegger. Yeah, there's going to be some damage, but I'm picking Schwarzenegger and Khalil Mack.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
Schwarzenegger's older, but he's still the governor.
Okay. There you go. BTFU Chargers guy, baby. Keep dreaming these dreams because these are wild images to be painting.
You know how they have the new AI that does these crazy things?
Yes.
I would love to just copy and paste this into an AI prompt and see what the hell happens.
What happens? What comes out? Thank you, buddy, for asking the question. Let's move it on now to Manuelito Pedito, who asked the question. Would it be my party P? I was looking at a Marion Hampton's highlight that was posted earlier this year, and I read one comment that was from a Broncos fan that said, "Can't wait to see Hampton representing Bronco country." I would have loved to see his reaction when Denver passed on him. Or better yet, his reaction when the Chargers picked him up. What a stupid asshole. How about a fun question for this week? If you had to travel as much as the Chargers do this year, which from this option would you prefer to travel in? A, buy any car of your choice with no speed limit, driving on the road as open as I Am Legend. B, fly like Superman, but you don't have the ability to go over 100. C, ride on the back of Falcor like Atreyu did in Neverending Story. Or D, you just fly United, but the only available seat is the toilet. Yeah, I can only imagine the sadness of that Broncos fan when Marion Hampton went to the Chargers. That had to be pretty freaking sweet.
Can you screen grab that and send it to me?
Please.
I'm making a scrapbook, and I'd love to put that in there.
Memories.
I'll bring it to the home opener on week 3.
All right.
That would actually be fun to blow up as a sign for week 3. Just holding it up. Send me what you got, Manuelito Pedito, and I will work on that.
But to answer the question, as far as if we had to travel as much as the Chargers, which option would we prefer to travel in?
Brazil would be incredibly difficult just driving a car down there. You're talking weeks.
Yeah, but you get the open road. You can drive as
You're going to miss
fast as
next
you want.
week's game.
You got enough time.
A week?
Yeah.
To go all the way down to Brazil?
There's no traffic. You drive as fast as you want.
Okay. All right.
I'm just saying. I'm not trying to take away from
I don't know
choice.
how you feel when you get out of a car after a long road trip, but my back hurts. I'm also 40.
Yeah, we are getting older.
But let's get real about it.
That's true.
So
Okay.
I can't say A works.
All right. A's out.
Flying like Superman would be cool. Feels like you're, exuding a little extra unnecessary energy to be flying. Also, it gets kind of cold up there.
True.
So as fun as that would be, only going 100 miles per hour is just not efficient.
Sure.
Our time's too precious.
Yeah.
Riding on the back of Falcor like Atreyu. The problem with this is the emotional toll that this is going to take, because eventually that horse is going to sink in some quicksand.
Falcor's not the horse. He's the flying luck dragon.
Oh, shit. You're right. What's his horse's name?
Artax.
Ah, shit. You're right. This works. This works. I don't know how fast he goes though, and it's a little soft looking. Like you're not striking fear in your opponents with riding on the back.
I don't know. Those kids running down the
cat.
alley at the end of the movie when he was flying on the dragon looked pretty freaking scared.
Yeah, but they were kind of whatever. Bully pussies.
So are you trying to are you making an argument for flying United sitting on the toilet?
I'm saying you're probably going to get there faster, and if you need to take a shit, you're right there. It's killing 2 birds with 1 stone, and you're going to get there probably the fastest.
Okay.
So I know that's probably not what you were thinking, Manuelito Pedito, but that makes the most sense to me.
You're so practical.
I'm just a practical man. I want to look hard. No one's going to see me in there looking soft.
That's fine.
It'll be fine.
There's more room for me on Atreyu or on Falcor.
You're just like circling the stadium before the game starts.
Oh my God.
Military.
I would do that.
The flyover.
And yeah, you're talking about like Superman getting, flying like Superman, getting cold up there. Falcor's a fluffy lug dragon. I could just curl up and just like
a Falcor flyover.
Just take a little nap here.
Episode title: A Falcor flyover.
Falcor flyover. Say that 5 times fast.
Yeah, good luck.
All right,
Manuelito, thank you for this.
Thank you.
Great question. Thank you for the multiple choice. Really fun.
Please send the screenshot.
Please send the screenshots. We can blow it up.
Thank you, buddy, for asking the question. Let's move on now to the K-Man.
Nice.
Who asked the question? This is for all 3 of you. Do the Chargers sign anybody not now on the team between now and the start of training camp? And if so, who do you feel that would be? Thanks for answering my questions, and never forget, I love you all. Bye.
K-Man.
K-Man asking the good questions. I mean, it's hard not to take names from what Craig was just dishing out there.
And we did it last year. We signed Ed Molden. We brought on unloaded some guys. I think there will be. Who it is, I don't know. I'm kind of pumped up with Jalen Ramsey, the idea of that.
Yeah,
don't know if that'll happen. But I would have no problem, if they get through these mandatory mini camps and like, we need to get some more offensive linemen in here. Like, let's get this guard up. Because right now the right side of the line is like, holy shit.
Yeah.
Rashawn Slater with whoever that left guard is going to be, like, I would like the right and left side to be both holy shits. So
it's a lot of shit.
Amen.
That is one big pile of shit. Yeah, I think the corner rooms are kind of fun. I think the defensive line would also be something to kind of take a look at as well. Not that this necessarily is like a head on fire situation, but like, losing Puna Ford, I think was kind of big. I know we've still got Tierra Tart, and I know that a Big B is also going to be sitting there as well.
Yeah, I got some guys in there.
So there's a lot of question marks, but I think because of like there's still money to spend, like you want to get some like Kyle has said in previous episodes, like you want a bunch of Bs. Give me a bunch of Bs. Like, and I don't know that there's necessarily anybody that's like a C or a D on the team, but like I don't know. The corners I think are kind of fun. And tight end, man, we've already kind of made some picks with Conklin.
I'm feeling good about tight end right now.
I am too. Like I think if you brought another name in there like Kyle Pitts or something like that, I think it becomes a bit too crowded. So
I think we have 3 good ones right now.
Yeah,
like I don't think we're gonna go tight end.
Yeah.
I'll put that out there.
Yeah. So we will see. I like Jalen Ramsey, and that would be my pick there, K-Man. So thank you, buddy, for asking the question. Let's move it on now to Marco DeLeo. Marco, who asked the question.
What's up, guys? Where's that horror movie? I'm looking forward to seeing it. Okay, to our Charger chat. Do you think the Chargers will finally live up to their potential, or are they cursed with bad luck? Also, who's one free agent you wish they had gone or can still get? Caleb, you buy.
What's up with that horror movie?
I got 2 of them. I got 2 of them coming out soon.
Utah,
give me 2. We got the Jester sequel. It's called The Jester 2.
Yes.
That's going to be coming out soon. That turned out pretty. Adam just watched it the other night.
Yeah,
I showed it to him. It's fun. Did you like it?
I did like
it. Yeah, it's fun. Really awesome. It's a super fun movie. And then the other one is, if you play video games, there's a horror video game right now. I've seen a lot of reactions on YouTube of people playing this game.
Oh, yeah.
It's called The Mortuary Assistant. So I was fortunate to shoot that, and my good friend Adam Woolley is in the movie. So
yes, I can't wait. But there's no release date as of yet.
It's going to be this year, I think.
Okay,
I think that's the plan. So we'll see.
That's what we know so far. Are the Chargers going to finally live up to the potential, or are they cursed?
No,
cursed.
No, you can't triple stamp a double stamp. It's just, we're not cursed. We're just not. We didn't have the leadership and the depth and the kind of relentless pursuit of excellence that Harbaugh brings.
Mm-hmm.
So watch what he does. We're going to be better than we were last year. And the next year is going to be even better. And just what does that better mean for that year? Like, what's the ceiling? I don't know. I think anything's possible with this and this team that we're building. So I'm not worried.
No. For Harbaugh to come in year one and immediately take us to the playoffs, granted, it ended in a traumatic fashion.
You hired the right guy. And now let him get the right guys that don't let that happen again.
Exactly. Now it is all fortifying this team and getting it to where it needs to be, because they've already set the precedent of this is what's expected. So
yeah, for sure,
it's going to be a fun year. And as far as free agent, I mean, we just kind of talked about it with the K-Man, but I'd take Jalen Ramsey.
That could be fun. That would really bolster the shit out of our secondary.
Yeah. So there you go, Mr. DeLeo. Thank you, buddy, for asking the question. Let's move it on now to Mr. Pekar. Nice. Who asked the question? Growing up, I got into some deep doo-doo from time to time, and I have received many punishments and have had many a new ones torn. Now picture this. You just got caught sneaking into the boat by Charger security. Oh no. They take you to the dungeon below the field to receive your punishment. Which one would you rather get? Some physical discipline from Mac? I mean, who doesn't love a good spanking? Get a verbal bashing, scream fest, tongue lashing from Philip Rivers? Oh gosh, dagnabbit. But for you thinking, you unintelligent fart sniffer, or to be lectured by Coach Harbaugh, with him having tell you with a sad look in his face that you have severely disappointed him. Now for the twist. Adam pick for Kevin pick for Kyle, and Kyle pick for Adam. BTFU, FDR, SMBK loves you. Bye.
Very good one.
Very good off-season question.
Creative as hell. Love it.
Love that. All right. Well, Kyle's not here, so it's just me picking for you and you picking for me.
Okay, I can do that. Who goes first? I'll go first.
Okay.
I'll go first. Just because I know this would make you happy.
I'm a fragile boy.
To meet Philip Rivers.
Yeah.
So you know he'd be yelling at you and you just be,
"You're right.
You're right. I'm wrong." I think that's who I pick for you, because there's no physical damage. You're not disappointing coach.
Yeah.
You're just getting like a fun. He's probably going to say something that's going to make you laugh.
Yeah.
Because he's witty and fun.
I mean, that's kind of what I want to pick for you. Because I think if Harbaugh told you how disappointed he was, I think that might you might not do anything for the rest of your life. You just might shut down.
I might just get Thanos snapped out of existence.
And I think a physical beating from Khalil Mack would kill both of us instantaneously. Like just
one punch to the ribs.
Yeah. Just dead. Yeah. Our heart and lungs just shoot out of our mouth.
I'd be fine with a verbal bashing from Phil.
Yeah. I think we would both. We could both just sit there.
You just sit there with our dunce caps on.
It's just like, this is the best moment of my life. I'm getting yelled at by Philip Rivers.
Feels great.
And I can't even, it's like PG-13. This is perfect.
Yeah. He's not going to really go at you and make you feel bad.
No. All right. Well, we love each other too much, Mr. Pekar.
Yeah, Kyle were here. He would have definitely, he would have found a way to really hurt me.
Yes. Thank you, buddy, for asking the question. Let's move on now to Daryl21, who asked the question.
Hey, guys. Oh, are we ready for the final practice before we hit the snooze button? Hoo-ha. As we prepare for this final week and the mandatory minicamp, what is one main thing we want to see? This goes for all three of you. One thing each of you guys are going to be looking for the most. Hoo-ha. One last thing. Was it just me, or did you guys also notice both Sanjay Lal and Roman brought up various names of our receivers, only to leave the name Rice unmentioned at all? Even Fitzpatrick was mentioned. What the hell, hoo-ha? To be honest, it kind of broke my heart. We're all pulling for the dude, and at least for me, I'm hoping he rips in camp and makes it extremely difficult for the team to cut him. See you Tuesday, guys. Saving the FTs till camp. Can't love you, bye. Hoo-ha.
Okay.
It is.
What are you most looking at?
Well, what I'm most looking for, I just want to see bodies. Like, I want to see.
Let the bodies hit the floor.
Let the bodies hit the floor.
I want to see. I just want to see the competition. I want to see what's shaking out. I want to see. It's really the line for me. Like that, I think is the biggest question marks is who is going to be playing what position. We know Joe Alt. We know Mekhi Becton. We know Rashawn Slater. all that middle stuff,
that cream filling, if you will.
That who's it going to be? Who is shaping out? Who is, coming out of the mix? And that's what I'd like to see.
Yeah, it's hard because I think the center, specifically the center position, I want to see Zion, and if he's consistently getting first team reps at practice. And then I'm very curious about the wide receivers, like kind of what he said with Rice and what's going to shake out. How Mike Williams looks. I want to see how he looks. Yeah. So there's just a lot of storylines, but I think that it's hard because we're not seeing every play. We're only getting the social media clips that we're allowed to have. I think it's going to be easier to see who's getting first team reps than it is to see all the reps from all the wide receivers. Totally. So I think just to like prepare myself, I'm looking at, who's playing those positions.
Yeah. Yeah. I would love for Rice, just for the hype. The hype going into this was just like, oh my God, we got Brendan Rice.
Yeah.
And just nothing has happened from that. So I'm hoping.
It's hard to believe anything, especially with all the people they brought in, that's going to be any different for him. If he couldn't crack it last year,
no, for sure,
that's going to be harder this year.
If he's not cut out, he's not cut out. My heart's not going to be broken if that's the case, but I just want to see. I want to be able to, come to my own conclusions and have that opportunity. And I know preseason is really going to be that chance for him to make that happen. So that's what I'm looking forward to for Brendan Rice specifically. But Daryl, thank you, buddy, for asking the question. Let's move it on now to Athir Kadir, who asked the question.
Charger Chatter, my lovely Bolt fam. How's everyone doing, baby? Hope you're all in good health and great spirit, baby. First, I'd like to start with this, my baby and my love bulldog. No need to apologize to Athir from last week. Kevin usually doesn't speak sometimes. I feel like he's not in the room, LOL. Well, he is now, baby. Now to my question this week. I got two. Please, baby. Yes, Utah, give me two, baby. First question, which rookie needs to have the biggest impact on offense this coming season? Trey Harris or Amarian Hampton? I'm going with the wide receiver because Herbie desperately needs someone to be a threat opposite side of Ladd, baby. Second question, please. Pick one home game and one road game that after the game, if we lose, saying, what the just happened, LMAO? I am going home game versus the Raiders, FTR, especially after the bye, and the Eagles coming to town. Not good. Road game is going to be the Titans, baby. Let's hear it, my boys. We start with my lovely Coach Kyle, followed by my awesome and best silent friend, Silent Kevin, LMAO. And we close it, as always, with my baby, my love, my heart, my life forever, Wolldog, baby. Okay, love you, bye. FDR, as always, nothing's changed. Go Bolts, baby.
I've been called a lot of things in my life. Quiet is not one of them.
He's so quiet.
He's so demure.
Speak up. Make yourself known.
Yeah. Hey, I'm here. What do you want? First question. All right, let's get in here. I'm gonna be assertive. And you're gonna get a lot from me here. I think Omarion Hampton is required to be more. He's gonna have the biggest impact.
Yeah.
I think Trey Harris with the wide receiver room. I think they're going to be able to scheme. There's not going to be a lot of three wide receiver sets. It's going to be tight ends, running back. We're going to run the freaking ball. If Omarion Hampton can be awesome, we're going to be great. I just think that's just the fact.
Yeah.
You go ahead. You can talk now.
Thank you. I would have to agree. I think Omarion Hampton, I'm very excited to see what Trey Harris can do.
Oh, yeah.
Don't get me wrong. I think he's still going to have an impact. But as far as a rookie that needs to have a big impact,
first rounder,
Omarion Hampton needs to. Yeah. You want your first rounder. That alone, you go first rounder, he has to have the biggest impact. He has to have an immediate impact. And he's got to improve the running game.
Yep.
The running game just wasn't where it needed to be last year. We had some flashes, we had some moments, but it needs to be consistent. And you draft a running back in the first round, you are expecting that running back to be consistent the entire season.
Yeah, for sure.
Or at least to have an impact. So I think it's got to be Omarion Hampton. Second question. Go ahead, Kevin.
So I'm just trying to follow this question. If we lose this game, I'm going to be pissed.
Yeah, if we lose, pick two games, a home and an away game. That if we lose, it's like, what the just happened?
Every single game this year, I'll be pissed. But I'll give you the teams that we should be. If we lose, they're both games.
Yeah.
Raiders home, Raiders away. We need to beat the shit out of the Raiders this year. It's easy for me. Home and away for the Raiders.
Yeah.
Because it's the one that you're like, shouldn't happen. Right?
Yeah.
And I think we should, we'll see the Broncos and the Chiefs are much better than the Raiders. So we need to beat the Raiders twice.
Yeah, that's a good call. I'll agree on the Titans road game because we're planning to go to that.
Yeah, you don't.
I'm gonna. If we lose that, I'm gonna walk out going, "What the hell?"
Being at a road game, being at a game that's a good one. Being at a game that you lose always sucks.
Yeah, and I'll say the home opener. If we lose that, I'd be like, "What the hell?"
Yeah,
why did I come here? All right, well there you go, Athir buddy. Thank you for asking the question, and we go out of Ask Boltfam with Tony Francis. Go ask the question.
Listen up, cadets. It's been another week of off-season football, and it's been another snooze fest. At least the training camp schedule got announced, so we have that to look forward to. But god damn it, soldiers, when is the fucking season gonna start? And I see you there coming at me on my wedding week. Watch out, cadet. You don't want Sergeant Slaughter coming for that ass. My first question is directed to you, coach. What are your biggest concerns with trading for Jalen Ramsey? Do you believe in your heart we should do it, or should we rely on the defensive backs we got now? My next question is directed to you, Kev. If you had to create a horror movie starring one Chargers player, who would it be, and what would be the plot? Be creative, soldier, because you only got one shot at this. My last question is directed to you, Bulldog. If you had to pick one board game to play with Jim Harbaugh in which your life depended on you winning, what would it be and why? As always, the Raiders, burn the kingdom, kick the donkeys. There, I'm coming for that ass and suck my butt.
Infighting, yay, yay, yay.
Not at us, not at us.
Yay, yay, yay.
Fight. All right. Great questions here, Tony. Starting with, as far as coach, we can answer. As far as biggest concern training for Jalen Ramsey is just getting old. Getting older. It's like, is he going to have the same kind of flash as he had?
And what you give up.
What you give up.
What you give up. You know, how that affects the comps, how it affects how high of a pick you need to give up to get him.
Yeah.
So that's the only shitty part.
Yeah. That comes with it. But then for you, coming up with a horror movie starring a Chargers player.
I need to brainstorm this a little more, but the first thing that came into my head was, it's like, I haven't seen a Surfer Bro serial killer movie. I think a Surfer Bro serial killer movie would be cool. And I interviewed this guy, and he gave me Surfer Bro vibes. It'll be the movie's called Dicker.
Dicker, I hardly know her.
Yeah, Dicker. Yeah, Dicker. He's this like unassuming serial killer. It's like kind of a comedy serial killer movie.
Yeah,
where he kicks by day, kills by night.
Kicks by day, kills by night.
That's
you got the tagline and everything.
Already. It just comes, dude.
You don't need to brainstorm that. You hit oil.
Kicks by day, kills by night.
You drilled and you nailed it.
Possible episode title. Yeah. Kicks by day, kills by night.
You split the uprights.
Yep. Oh, and he splits uprights.
All right.
No, yeah, like Bone Tomahawk. That's it. That's how he takes people out. No. If you know, you know.
No. All right. And as far as if I had to play a game against Jim Harbaugh where my life depended on it, it'd have to be a game of chance of some kind. Like it can't be
Rochambeau.
No, that's not a board game.
Yeah, it can be.
It can be. Put a board down.
Get creative. Come on, get creative. Don't let this.
No, but I'm saying it needs to be something that's left up to chance. I can't be something where like it's a skill
chess
type board game. No, that's a skill. I don't have that. I need something that like it's just more left up to chance. So it'd have to be something like Trouble, with a little pop and bubble in the middle, because it's just like it's left up to a dice roll.
Is Hungry Hippo too competitive?
That's too competitive. I think he would. I think he would beat me at it's because there's a physicality involved.
What about Uno?
Uno could work because that's
so competitive. You're going after.
It's competitive. There's a little bit of strategy, but it really is more about like the cards you get. So Uno I could work with, but I think I would go with Trouble.
Jenga?
No, that's a skill.
Too competitive.
It's a skill. You got to have a skill. If I can, Trouble is the most like absolute luck because it's a bubble. There's a dice and you hit it. There's no like, oh, I have to roll a dice a specific way to try to like get a specific number. There's no cheating in Trouble. It's fun getting into trouble. So there you go. Trouble. Number one answer.
Your avoidance of anything competitive with Harbaugh.
It's not competitive. It's if it has a skill. Like, look at me. Look at me. I don't have the skills to pay the bills.
Oh, what if it was a movie trivia game? Horror movie trivia game.
I would feel confident. Dude, that's the thing. I would probably feel very confident, and then he would blow me out of the water like surprisingly.
And then it would kill your hobby. You're not even good at your hobby.
Spirit, and I would just, it would kill me.
Yeah.
My life depended on it.
Yeah. Yahtzee.
Yeah.
That Yahtzee be good.
Yahtzee could work.
Yeah, Yahtzee could work.
Yeah. All right. Tony, thank you, buddy, for asking the question. And thank you, everybody, for asking questions in Ask Boltfam. Greatly appreciate it. We'll try to get Kyle back on to the next episode, but hey, you got us. Who could possibly
what else
have
you
it
need?
better?
What else I need?
That's going to do it for this episode. Any final thoughts, Kevin?
No, I'm excited for this mandatory mini camp. I'm excited for football. I'm excited for hanging out with you guys again next time.
There it is.
Look at us.
That's going to do it for us here at Charger Chat, folks. Don't forget to bolt up because we're ready for any squad, any place.
Okay, love you. Bye.
Love you. Bye.
And now, a word from our sponsors. Why fly cramped and stressed when you could soar the skies? Introducing Falcor Airlines, the only airline where your seat is a magical grinning dragon and your tray table is a cloud. No engines, no legroom issues, just pure, unfiltered fantasy flight. Say goodbye to delays, lost baggage, and those mystery peanuts. And say hello to Falcor. He'll fly you across realms while reminding you that you're brave, loved, and definitely not too old to chase your dreams. Falcor Airlines, the power of friendship, now with in-flight snacks.